What disappointment, frustration stands out? You look at the box score, just how the game kind of unfolded in those last few minutes into OT.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's really disappointment. I just think it's more accountability on our end to finish out the regulation with a stronger resolve, stronger attitude, and just knowing that they're going to keep coming at us. Got a few offensive rebounds, got to the free throw line, stopped the clock, and then, the rest were reviewing things. It seems as though for more minutes than we actually had to play in regulation overtime. So it's just one of those games, got funky at the end, but we just got to finish it out in regulation.
Coach talked about you guys having shared experiences, and Milwaukee has a lot of shared experiences. You guys are still building yours. What's that process like from your perspective down this stretch?
It's every day. We just want to be as healthy as possible going into the postseason. So a lot of these games are coming pretty quick for us, and we just have to do everything possible in order to build that continuity, build that cohesion, and then be able to finish basketball games. We do things pretty well for the first 3 quarters. In that fourth quarter, we just have to be a veteran ball club. That's, obviously that takes time, but and getting to know one another. So we give that as credit, but as hoopers, we just know when it's winning time. We just got to buckle down on both ends of the floor. So.
Kyrie, touching this a little bit, but the offensive rebounds, the turnovers, is there a certain part of the game where you thought hurt you guys more than the others?
It was a full 48-minute game as I look at it. We'll shoot, including overtime. And there were things that we could have controlled tonight. And, of course you can look at the turnovers, but I think one of the stats that really points out for me is just the free throws, the difference in it. Whether that's on the refs or whether that's on our aggression. I think that's one of the things that we can control a little bit better, and then also just responding the right way to the way that Milwaukee's playing. They were playing pretty physical. I think they were a little reckless at times, just on a lot of their fouls, or a few of their fouls. I won't say a lot of their fouls. That's who they are, but I just think it was just reckless sometimes.
Kyrie, you guys gave up 123 to the Pistons the other day, and the Bucks come in here overtime. They only get 120. Can you just talk about the difference in effort in the 2 different games and what led you guys to play and inspire today?
I can't call it inspired basketball. I just think, as a professional in this league, there are going to be games where you're on top of your game, and then there are going to be others where your effort is going to have to get you the win rather than your talent. But I think for us moving forward, it's just about thinking the game on a high level, understanding our rotations, and then being there for each other on the offensive and defensive end. So we're making changes and adjustments on the fly. And, I wish that you could understand a little bit better sitting in my shoes or guys in the shoes. So I'll do my best to explain it. But, it's just an ongoing, day-to-day process for us to really get ready for the playoffs. And utilizing these games, whether it be against the Detroit, Milwaukee, it can't really matter to us. Same result.
Kyrie, you didn't I know it's a fine line, but you didn't score in the final 4 minutes of regulation or overtime and only took 3 shots in those 9 combined minutes. Were you aggressive enough down the stretch?
I was following the flow of the game, and, we were going to Kev pretty often and getting him involved. And I felt like, at times I was using myself as a decoy, but I think moving forward, you probably won't see that again.
Kyrie, when you mentioned the reckless thing, obviously the Chris Middleton play comes to mind, but also there was that play when Giannis stepped in front of you as you were kind of streaking up the court. Is that also what you're referring to?
I'm not trying to get into individual plays. I just think, as you can see, I leave it to people that are observing the game. But it's just recklessness, just being in the way at times when it's just an easy play to avoid.
A couple quick ones for you. First, how would you describe Giannis's performance tonight?
Oh, he's been on a hot streak as of late, so, it's not really a surprise.
And then on a completely different note, are you looking forward to Duke-UNC this weekend?
Absolutely. Coach's legacy is not necessarily on the line, but the way that they came into Cameron Indoor for the last home game for Coach K left a bad taste. So I think be a little bit of redemptive attitude going in. And I know the guys in that Duke locker room are looking forward to that opportunity to really redeem Coach K and also the program. But I don't want to put too much pressure on them. It's another game for them to really show who they are and, play as a team.
Having been around him for so many years, how would you put into context his legacy on the game?
Man, Coach's legacy on the game is really defined on all the lives he's impacted. And then most importantly, the way that he takes care of his family and he goes about his days. It's not too many off days I see Coach K take. And that's whether that's being in the community and helping out or being in the locker room and being there for guys on the court and off court. So he's going to continue to build it, but in his years being in this culture, this game, he's impacted so many lives. And I'm just grateful I get to be one of those guys that gets to talk about it up here because, he's more than just a coach to me and to countless others. When he first recruited me when I was 16, 17 years old, I thought the guy was brilliant, but I thought he was a little crazy. And the way he approached things and how, he got guys to buy in. At the time, I was just an egotistic little kid at St. Patrick's High School in Elizabeth. And, he comes into my house and he makes everybody smile. And I'm like, this guy's either got to be crazy or incredibly, incredibly charming. And, he was both. And that's what I needed from a competitive coach to really get the best out of me. Although I didn't have as many games as others, he definitely left a quote with me that, has stuck with my career since then. So.